and gentlemen, my name is Dr. Terry Alford. I'm known as the Women's Wealth Strategist. I specialize in helping business owners and professionals attract abundance and retire wealthy. And this year, we are bringing back the Attract Abundance Conference, and the Attract Abundance Conference is going to be in October. Yolanda's about to come back in just a moment, but we are so excited to come back and make this the biggest year yet. Stay tuned to these lives. Stay tuned. Get on our email list if you're not on our email list. Just make sure you plug in because it's going to be amazing. And I want to let you know that last year, one of our best and most favoritist, if that's a word, guest speakers was Yolanda K. Churchwell. And when she spoke, the women left empowered, they left educated, they left equipped, and they left thinking about their business on a much different level. And so that's what we do at the Attract Abundance Conference. So today we are going to interview her. I thank you so much, Yolanda, for being and for your company being a silver sponsor for the Attract Abundance Conference and Gala. And I can't wait to hear more about how to scale our revenue without scaling our workload, because some of us are tired. We want to retire. We want to get on the boat. We want to get on the yachts. We want to get on the beach like every day. Like we're getting on there, every quarter, every season, every sabbatical, but we want to be there every day. So we want to hear more from you about how we can scale our revenue and prepare us, how you can prepare us to be able to move millions of people and millions of dollars. So Yolanda K. Churchwell, tell the people, who are you and what do you do?
I am Yolanda Churchwell. I am a growth and scaling partner for powerhouse CEOs, not just ordinary, but powerhouse CEOs. I come in and help you make sure that you have all things great on your client journey, from lead generation to offboarding, so that you can make more money, have more free time, and live your very best life.
I love that. Living best life. Like, I'm thinking about it every day. Some people think that I live my best life there. I'm like, yeah, I live my best life, but I want to live my bestest life. I know that's not a word.
It is. Bestest is a word.
Bestest, yeah, it's gonna be. I want to live my bestest life. I want to live my bestest life. And I can honestly say, as a full-time entrepreneur, I cannot believe I'm going into year 7. I had a moment this weekend where I was like, I'm going into year 7 in the fall. God, you are good. You are great. You are worthy. As I go into year 7, I've been thinking about ways in which I can be more of me and less of me in my business, right? More of me and less of me in my business. And I am excited to have this conversation with you because I consider myself a powerhouse CEO.
You are.
I'm a powerhouse CEO.
You're one of my favoriteest powerhouse CEOs.
One of your
favoriteest. Yes.
Look at the love. Y'all, for real. I really do honor the fact that God has given me a platform to help women in business and men in business be able to grow their finances and grow their businesses. And I do not take lightly who I put in front of people.
No, you do not.
And so I know for a fact that Yolanda does well by her clients. She does well by her people, and she delivers. And so I'm going to make this live be all about you, Queen, on today. So tell us as a systems solutionist, why should people focus on their systems in this season in 2026? A lot of people are focusing on making more money, pivoting, and so many other things. But why should they focus on their systems right now?
Okay, because revenue is king, but your systems, your structure are queen. And anybody who's been in a relationship know that the king only has the amount of power that the woman allows him to have, or that she, however y'all do it in your household. In my household, it's a he and a she. So if you have the systems and processes in place, then you're not going to have the problems that can come with success. Because a lot of people think they plan for failure. But I've said it, I'll say it 100 more times. A plan not to fail is not the same thing as a plan to succeed. And when that wind of success comes in, if you don't have the things in place, I want everybody to just take a quick moment. I really want you to think about, if your business actually doubled or tripled today, could you really handle it? Could you really handle it? And 9 times out of 10, no, you cannot. Because a lot of you are at capacity now, and you saying, I need to get more leads. I need to get more sales. I need to get more leads. I need to get more sales. But you do know you got to deliver to those people after you get them. And so that's what I do. I come in and help you make sure that your entire client journey, from lead generation all the way through offboarding, is strong so that it can support whatever comes to you. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm expecting an Ephesians 3:20 blessing for this year's out.
Oh, yes, exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask or think. You know, you're gonna have me on here being real churchy in a minute. I just feel it. I can feel it. You were talking about the kings and the queens, and you know, the kings have power, but the queens, like, you know, have power behind the scenes. And I just started thinking about like these biblical characters. I don't want to get too far.
Oh yeah, I did. I got you. Yeah, I forgot who I was talking to for a quick second. Yeah.
I was just
it's gonna get gooder and gooder.
Rolodex of characters. And speaking about that, the behind the scenes, right? Mm-hmm. How important is it for us to make sure that things are good behind the scenes? I see so many people focusing on making sure things are good in the forefront. The photos are good, right? The video content is good. Things look good on the outside, but when you look deep within, it's a mess. And I'm not judging, because we all have our areas of improvement. But how important is it for us to focus on things behind the scenes? I want to hear your answer, and then I got an answer too.
It is paramount that you make sure that you have what's supposed to be in the back ready, because if your front and your back don't connect, then you're just going to be lopsided. You're going to be topsy-turvy. But the real thing about it is, you can be as pretty as you want on the outside, but at some point it's going to start to seep out. And you're only going to be able to keep up that facade for so long, when all you have to do is just take a little bit of time, just a little bit. It's not even a whole lot, because we're a done for you agency. So we actually going to take that to-do list and turn it into done for you. We're going to come in, we're going to help you determine what needs to be done, and then we're going to do the work for you. So you can continue going on, delivering with the clients that you have, having the visionary dreams for what you want to do, planning for your next level, because we're behind the scenes making sure it happens.
Yeah, I love that. You know, I have some women that are coming to the conference. I'm not going to tell all that business because that's confidential. But what I will say, some of the women who are coming to the conference have already gotten $1 million contracts, have had $1 million years, and so forth. And again, some of them are like, I'm tired, right? And so they are actually thinking about selling their company. And so one thing that I have started to to work with some of my clients and prospects on is business succession planning, and making sure that you're positioning your company to be valued so that you can actually sell that baby, right?
Yes.
And you can make a good profit. You can use that as another strategy to retire wealthy, but you don't want to sell something and it's not right.
No. It's like a house. When you get ready to put your house on the market, you make sure you have all those little things. If you need a new floor, if you need a little new wiring, you do all of that, because it's going to increase the value so you can put a higher ticket in the yard. It's the same thing with the back end in your system. If people come in and it's a well-oiled machine, because you're no longer going to be there, it's all in your head, that's not helping anyone. You need to make sure your processes are documented, your systems are in place, your structure is in place. So then that increases that ticket price if selling is what you want to do. Why half sell?
I want to get the biggest bang for my buck. The biggest bang.
Because otherwise you're selling it at a lower price, then somebody else comes in. They get the systems and processes in place, and then you sick in your stomach because you watching them take that 6-figure business to 7 and 8 when all you had to do. And a lot of times people, yes, CEOs are tired, but you're tired because you're working hard. Don't work hard, work smart. You might actually want to stay. Most of my clients don't come because they're looking to have a business that runs without them, or they're looking to sell a business. We do help those people, but it's because they enjoy what they're doing and they want to be able to have multiple income streams. They want to be able to do partnerships and collaborations. You can't do that if you're down in the weeds, in the thick of everything going on a day-to-day in your business.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I meet with some people and they're like, I'll never retire. I'm like, so what age would you like to be when you retire? They're like, I'll never retire. I love what I do. And I'm like, I understand where you're coming from. But my question is, at what age would you like to have multiple streams, 6 figures of retirement streams coming in? And even as we're speaking about streams, it reminds me, I knew I was going to get here. Goodness. It reminds me of Ecclesiastes 11 verse 2. It says that you should have 7.
No. The world say 7. Ecclesiastes say 8.
Yeah, that's what it says. Say have 7. Wait, 8. Better yet, have 8 is the way the verse, I'm paraphrasing, is the way that it is. And it says we should have those 7 to 8 streams of income and revenue. And the thing about it is many people think that means you have to have 7 different businesses.
No.
You don't have to have 7 different businesses.
No. It means that you're allowing your money to work smarter. You're taking that gift that you have and you're finding different ways to share it with the world so that you can advance his kingdom. But you can't do that if you focused on one level, one lane.
Do everything.
Yes, which then takes me to all them people who've become Jacks and Janes of all trades. They need systems more than anybody because you can't do multiple income streams and you got to be present full time in all of them. You have to have a back end that's going to support you and be able to help you to be able to split the time you do have across those streams.
Yes. Now let's talk about you.
Okay.
Because, to be honest, there are a lot of people who are equipped to do the things that we do, right? I'm not the only insurance and annuity broker. I'm not the only person hosting a conference. I'm not the only one, but I'm the only one doing it like I do it.
Right.
Tell us what sets you apart. Why should people choose to hire you as their fractional COO versus someone else who does similar work?
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm going to say, I got my training wheels working for the federal government. And if you can figure out processes and systems there, you can figure it out anywhere. So I worked for 20 years for the IRS and I retired 10 years early because I had created a system with strong back end in it. So I was able to build it and be able to walk away from my 9 to 5 and give myself to my business completely. And then a lot of people who are in operations do one or the other. They give you strategy or they implement. We do both. We help you with your strategy. We make sure that you have your processes in place. A lot of people just implement the systems and hand them off to you. That's why we are a growth and scaling partner. We're going to make sure that you have your SOPs, your processes documented. Having something as simple as processes documented allows you then to determine what the tasks are someone needs to do the job. So you're able to hire, you're able to train, you're able to determine what type of professional development they need based off of where they are, and you're able to evaluate. You can do those things because you have your processes documented. They're not in your head. So we're going to do strategy, processes, and systems, and it's done for you.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So you said I can have my cake and eat it too.
You can have your cake, your ice cream, your pie, your cookies.
Yeah. I just need a little bit.
Just a little bit. We just
my birthday.
Yeah. And if you want sugar-free, we'll have some options for you. Yeah. You got some fruit. Yeah, we could do all of that.
I love that. I love that. So tell me a misconception that people have as it pertains to hiring a COO.
It's a whole spectrum of things from a virtual assistant to a COO. And I was actually just talking to a lady on the phone the other day. She had reached out to me and she was saying she has someone who does a position, but she doesn't think that they're a COO. How would I know? So as we're talking about her business, that person knows systems. That person actually knows operations. They could be a very good online business manager. But a COO is someone who looks at the entire business. A lot of times people get that confused with a project manager. I'm looking at everything behind the scenes. So we start with the client journey because that's what's the same across any business. No matter what business you have a client journey. Clients got to come in the door, they got to go out the door. From there, we're going to look at, are you ready to build teams? What do your analytics look like? Do you need to get some more processes? Do you need to create some more things? Are you ready for new streams of income so you can put those in place? Do you have what you need in place financially? Is your accounting on track? Is your taxes on track? Like, I'm just that unicorn.
Yeah, I love
and I'm learning to be okay with saying I'm just that unicorn.
Look, I'm like, yeah, when you talk about the IRS and the taxes and just making sure everything is together, I was like, yeah, that's a beautiful blend. That's a beautiful mix.
Yeah, but a lot of people they just don't understand. And then there's so many certifications and things out here, and you can put any title you want on who you are and what you do. But when you show up, your light is going to shine or it's not going to shine. But unfortunately, for so many, they get someone that's a bad or not a good fit as a real COO. And then that makes them feel like, oh, this isn't going to work. That's not what I needed. So again, but that's what I tell all my clients. Don't focus on a job title. Have a conversation, get clear on what task you need completed. So don't just say, I need a VA. What do you need that person to do specifically? Break down what you need. When you break down what you need specifically, you're going to be able to easily identify whether that person is a COO or not, so that you are hiring the right person. Because if all they're talking to you about is administrative tasks or putting your systems in, then that's an operations person, but it's not a COO.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. So let me ask you this. Let's say we have a lady named Sheila.
Okay. Hey, Sheila.
Okay. Hey, Sheila. So let's say Sheila is a powerhouse CEO, like you said. And let's say she has a team of 10, right?
Okay.
And 4 of them, let's say, are virtual assistants that are managed by a project manager.
Okay.
Right? But then the other people, they have different roles. I know you mentioned having done for you services and you have the strategy, but let's just say if Sheila's like, I have the people, I'm just not sure if everybody's being optimized at the best level. Do you have a package, or do you help a CEO like that to where you can actually look at their team, you can move people around, move tasks around, but also maybe do a little training or development for their team so the business can be more efficient?
Yes, we actually do have that package, and that is for our most senior CEOs. So, as I stated, we're going to come in and we're going to look at the client journey. When we're looking at the client journey, that's allowing us to look at every avenue within your business, because that's your operations, that's your team, because who's delivering to the clients, who's selling to the clients, what is everybody's role, what part do they play, and what the clients get. After we're clear and we know what everybody on the team does for the clients, then we can look at what they're doing in the background. So even though we're a done for you agency, what we're doing is, when we come in, you're already operating at capacity, more than likely, because that's why you're looking for me. Okay. And so you're able to continue to deliver to the clients that you have while we build the structure that you need in the background, instead of splitting your resources and having some people working on the background, some people working in the foreground, and then you're not taking care of the clients you already have. So we're going to come in and work on those things in the background. At that same time, my philosophy is we want to make sure you have the right people doing the right task the right way. So I am going to take an audit of who's doing what, how well are they doing it? Are the processes in place to make sure that everybody is set up for success? A lot of times you firing somebody, it's not on that person. If you didn't have your processes and stuff in place, you didn't create a place where they can thrive. So we're going to make sure that sometimes job titles change. Sometimes the things that you do on that job changes. But 9 times out of 10, as long as you are performing at a level of excellence, we're not going to replace you. We're going to make your job easier so that you have something new to step into, or you go back to what you were doing, but it's a lot more comfortable.
Yeah. Ooh, you touched on something. So sometimes you may have to move people's roles around, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people are afraid that they may lose their job. And
Mm-hmm.
AI is becoming a really big deal. And AI is replacing some jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's saving some people money. But I'm curious to know, let's say if Sheila, again, a random name,
Yes,
let's
Sheila.
say if Sheila start implementing some AI tools, and now she's like, well, this took off the task list for this person, this person, this person, this person. What do I do with these people? Do you have some type of package where you can help her be able to ascertain if she does need to let somebody go, or
Okay, so
she needs to give
yes, so that
them?
brings me back to that package that you were talking about. So that's what we call our scaling partner retainer. So we're going to come in, we're going to make sure that everything is good with your client journey. We're going to get all those systems, SOPs, processes in place. But then we're also going to work with, this is a more senior, more growth oriented CEO at this point in time. A lot of times it's that person who's trying to to get into seven figures. We're going to look at four things behind the scenes. So we've already looked at your client journey. We're going to look at your data management, your analytics. What are you doing? Where can you improve? Where can you do better? Also, we're going to look at your financial management. Okay, do you have the right accountant in place? Are you planning for your taxes correctly? Are you putting the money in your retirement the way that you need to be? And then we have the people management. That's your team. Okay, so your team is going to be made up of, in this day and age, you have some artificial intelligence, but at the end of the day, people are people, and nobody can be a human but a human. Okay. And so we're going to make sure that your team is right. And then last is your operations. We're always going to come back and make sure that your SOPs are as up to date as possible. Make sure that everything is going to run smoothly from day to day. Because as a CEO, if your business can only run when you're there, that's a problem. Because it doesn't always have to be, yes, we all want to take vacations. But like, for example, myself, I fell down my front door steps in the snow and I had to have surgery. I was off my feet for 12 weeks. I was off for 12 weeks. My business wasn't.
Right.
Can you literally walk away? I literally walked away for 2 weeks with no contact, like y'all handle whatever. And I got back and there were no fires because everything is documented. Everybody knows what it is that they're supposed to do. That allowed me to work on some other things while I'm laid up in the bed and God is taking his time with me to be creative. That allowed me to set some more strategy, to put some new things in place, to build some new partnerships. But you cannot do that. You cannot have I say all the time, when you shift from chief everything officer to visionary CEO, it's like going up a mountain. And when you're at the top of a mountain, if you've ever went, even if you've only looked at a picture from the top of the mountain, you could see the water. That is literally your rivers of opportunity and streams of income. You cannot see that when you're standing on the ground.
Yeah. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Oh wee. Oh wee. Okay, I got a few more questions because I know you gotta go and we gotta wrap this thing up. I have a question
Yes,
about
ma'am.
your experience at the Attract Abundance Conference. What made you say yes to coming back? And did the conference meet your expectations? Because, of course, you were a speaker, you were a sponsor, but that was our first time meeting in person. And I was like, wait a minute, we've never met in person, like, until we actually met at the
But
conference.
we were virtual besties before we ever set eyes on sight of each other. And I can't wait because this year I'm bringing my mom because I love your mom so much. And I know when the two of them get together, it's going to be beautiful.
It's
But
gonna be amazing. Christina
um,
always brings her mom too. She comes every year. So shout out to the moms.
yes. So from our very first conversation, it was just, there's something about there's something about when you meet someone who has a kindred spirit and is for real about their business and growing their business, and they do have a back end and they're working to try to bring everything together. So you knew the importance of systems, and we had that conversation, and that's when you extended the invitation to me. And as a sponsor, I can say it now because I know my spot is good and can't nobody steal it. But as a sponsor, I had recouped my money and then some way before I got to the conference. I think I was at 8 times what I paid invested as a sponsor. So that was amazing. I met a lot of nice people on the way. And then to be in that room, it was just a room full of, first of all, can I say that the sequins and the glitter off of the lights in the sky was everything, because a lot of conferences that you go to now, the rooms are darker, but the room was lit up. It was bright. It just brought something wonderful. It was just the right touch of everything. And then the people who were in the room, like when I spoke and I got off the stage, it was like it never stopped. Like they had questions and there were follow-ups, and it was really, really, really great. And so I decided before I even left that I was coming back this year. And I was so grateful that you were having the conference again, and that you like the improvements that you're making, because as we know, anytime you do something once, especially as women, we do something once, we'll be like, oh, I can do that. And then I'm gonna add to it. And so as you've been talking over the last couple months, I'm super excited. I can't wait for you to make all the announcements you're going to be making over the next couple months. But I was excited. I wanted to be the first one for the pre-event session and everything, because this is an amazing opportunity, no matter what business that you're in. And I know with what I do with operations and making sure that people's client journey is strong so that they can support the success that's coming their way, that affects every business. And so I feel like when you have a gift, you need to share that gift. You need to make an impact. And so this is a good way for me to do that.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for sharing all of that. My desire last year, I was like, I want people to walk in a room and feel abundant. I want them to just feel it. And that was one of the best compliments that I got. The feeling that people got when they walked into the room. Even one of our honorees last year, Amberly, she was like, I don't know what type of magic you had in the room, but I didn't feel good until I came to the room. She was like, I was in pain, and my pain left me when I got into the room. And I was like, well, that was the Lord. That wasn't me. That was the Lord. But that's what I wanted. And this year, I want that same feeling. I want the same experience. I want the same transformations. And I know that you coming back, being the next level version of yourself, me coming back, being the next level version of myself, and then the other people who are coming again, and even new people who we have attracted, have made this 2026 experience already incredible. So I will say this, ladies and gentlemen, if you heard this call, and I did say gentlemen because we got some guys that's like,
oh yeah, we help a few good men. Yes, we do.
Oh, yeah.
We do.
Yeah, I got guys that like, I'm coming this year. I'm like, come on in, brother, get your
ticket. Come on in the room.
So I want to say tonight at 6 p.m. If you like this live tonight at 6 p.m., you want to meet us on Zoom, and Yolanda is going to do a private session for us. But you have to have a ticket in order to access the session. So don't delay. Don't wait. You can get your ticket today. You can use Yolanda, all capital letters, 10, and you will get 10% off of the Worthy Wealth Builder ticket or the VIP ticket. Okay, and that will give you access on tonight. Now, Yolanda has some new things that are coming up as well. I want to make sure we highlight those. So, what's up and coming for you? What should we be on the lookout for?
Well, my birthday gift to the world is I just wrote my first solo book. As you know, I am already a 5-time best-selling author, but the Streamline CEO will be live July 22nd. The electronic copy, and then paperback is going to come out for Small Black Business Month. But it is that first step that so many people need in understanding the difference between a chief everything officer and a visionary CEO. It is understanding what it is that they need to have going on in the back end of their business so that they can start to not only understand, but then be able to put those solutions in place. Because believe it or not, 8 out of 10 businesses fail. And it's not because you don't have a good product or service. It's often because you don't have the things in place, that foundation for your business to grow. So we want to disrupt the status quo. We want to put an end to that. At this point in time, in this world with everything going on, it is so important that if you have a business, that you make sure that you take care of it. Right now, a lot of people are having to cut back on their teams and that type of thing. That's why you have someone like me who has a done for you agency, because we're going to be able to help you with that. Then we can help you to build a team responsibly so you don't get caught in that hire fire cycle. But it's all important. The resources that you have are even so much more important right now that you're using them wisely because of everything that's going on in the world.
Did you say a hire and fire cycle?
Hire and fire cycle, honey. You
That's a
hire them
whole.
today, and you gotta let them go tomorrow. Then you hire somebody else. When in reality, part of it is them, but part of them is you. And I'm gonna talk a little bit more about what that is tonight. But tonight we're gonna talk about how you can increase your revenue without increasing your workload.
Yeah, love that. Love that. Love that. I see a few comments. I can't see all of them, but it looks like Shauna Scott has her hands up. We did something right. Lisa Phillips says, I'm here.
She have a 9 to 5. Shh.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you for being here.
The Mamapreneur podcast is claiming they Ephesians 3:20 blessings. So yes.
I can't see those comments. I'm glad you can see that. That is amazing. Claim yours. Look, I'm claiming mine too.
I'm claiming mine all day, every day.
All day.
And Jesus, if it's some people who don't claim theirs and they abandon it, I take that too.
Well, look, you know we have the Attract Abundance affirmations. By the way, if you have not gotten the Attract Abundance affirmations, just type affirmations in the comment section and I will send them to you. I do believe that when we speak these things into our lives, it changes so much. But I know for me, the more that I speak about these things and I speak to you all, even on my lives, I encourage myself.
Yes. The power of life and death is in the tongue. If you don't speak it over you, what does the song say? Encourage yourself.
Encourage yourself. Look, encourage yourself, and then
your whole self.
This is the power of community. Oh, shameless plug. If y'all are not a part of the Business Women Building Wealth community, you want to be a part. That's what this whole thing is for our community. Together, we can do so much more. So you don't have to feel like you are alone. Even if you are a solopreneur, if you're like, oh, that was great, but I don't have a team yet, you don't have to feel like you're alone. You can bring in some incredible people, get some contract work done, or even I'm sure Yolanda has an hourly rate for some of the stuff that she offers.
And believe it or not, lots of people build their businesses to 7 figures with 1 or 2 people. You don't need an entire team to get. No, you need, once you've built it. See, growth requires new solutions. It's a different level of growth that requires different things, depending on where you're at in your journey. And that's part of what I do. I'm not going to let you borrow from anybody else's journey. We're going to talk about you, your business, and your goals, and we create a plan for you. We're not going to be looking at what Cindy, Sheila, Rhonda, Bobby, Tony, none of them doing. We're going to create the plan because you have to walk your race. You got to run your own race.
Got to run your own race. So you got to get me all churchy again. It has been a pleasure. Is there anything else you want to share with us before we wrap this up?
No, I'm just super excited about the book right now. But yeah, everything is wonderful. I'm super excited about this conference. I'll be sharing more things. So you definitely want to be a part of the community, because I'm going to do this event tonight, but I'm going to be doing some more things because I've talked to Dr. Terry. I know what she wants for you guys to get. So I'm going to be upping what I bring to the game this year. So I'm going to be doing my own things in the community, making sure that you guys have what you need to make sure that your systems are ready for the long term. Your businesses are ready to be sustainable. And I'm going to be reminding y'all about this book, but you want to get on my book wait list. I'm telling you, there's so many great things that you get. One of the things that you get is you actually get free access to the digital download for 3 days before the rest of the world. And I did just say free. So you get to start reading without paying for anything. Because I'm serious. This is how much people need it.
Yeah, we need it. Look, educate the world. Educate the world. The world. Oh, by the way, y'all, our reach is international. We had somebody from the conference last year in London. We have members of our group now that are in Africa as well as Spain. As a matter of fact, when I was in Spain, I did like a quick little photo shoot, and now I'm connected with her people. They connected with my people. I'm like, wait a minute, what's happening?
Yes. And part of my family that's in the Dominican Republic, and I don't mean like my family. I mean like my business friends and teammates and stuff that I've done some projects with. They are tuning in this year. I have made sure to invite them to everything that we're doing. So we are international.
Yeah, we're international. Moving millions across the globe internationally.
Yes.
I love it. Well, I hope you have an amazing day. I hope everyone that's watching this has an amazing day. And stay tuned. And y'all don't forget to get your tickets.
Get
And
your tickets so you can come back tonight.
yeah, so you can come back tonight. Like if you like this, like you're gonna love tonight. All right. And then last but not least, Yolanda K. Churchwell, tell us how we can find you and stay connected to you.
You can connect with me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube as Yolanda K. Churchwell or the Business Assistance Group. And you can visit my website at www.getthebusinessassistancegroup.com.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, thank you again for all that you are and all that you do. I hope you all have an
Thank
abundant
you.
week, and I'll see y'all again soon. Adios.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.